Morning viewers, and welcome to Porsche Minor Mechanics. Finally, I am proud to present my interpretation of the North Coast 500. Apologies for the delay, a lot of footage, and short of making it a mini series, it's been a nightmare trying to narrow it down to the best bits. I could have easily made a 3-hour video, maybe more. Fortunately, I've managed to trim it down a little bit, so I hope it's not too long for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and here we go. Let's get started.
It's 2 a.m. I think I got to sleep about 10 o'clock. But it's time to get up. We've got a mission on today.
Sunday morning, 2:05. This is what road trips are built on. 4 Weetabix and a cup of tea. Good morning, it is 3:56 on Sunday morning and we are underway. The vehicle in front is Rex in his BMW. I still don't know what one it is, but still, we're just heading off now to join the 127. Clearly still dark, tanks are full. I'm showing a range of about 212 at the minute, but my average was 23.9, so that's been sort of like local use, whereas that's going to change once we get on the motorway, and I'm hoping to see it get close to 30, but we'll see how we go with that. We're all cambered up and stuff. As it gets a bit lighter, oh my goodness, as it gets a bit lighter, we will have a look at the cars, and I'll bring you up to speed about the journey so far. We plan to stop 2 or 3 times. I haven't got the postcode in the sat nav yet, but I'm going to do that shortly. I think it's about 400 and something miles. And we're going to Stirling today. That'll be our first stop in Aberdeenshire, and then plan the route from then on. But anyway, I'll let you rest for a bit. Catch up with you soon. Well, finally got everything settled down, sorted out my sat nav, sorted out my tunes, and reset my miles per gallon trick thingy bobber, and I'm currently making 30.5 to the gallon, which is already an improvement on last time, so we'll see how that pans out. So I'm looking forward to that. It took me about 10 minutes to work out how to put the cruise control back on again. It's very difficult following someone, especially when he likes to change all 3 lanes. And I've lost him again now, but still, I have to keep putting my foot down. But anyway, lovely stuff, we're on our way. Ooh, relax now. I'm just going to have a little snooze while we sit on cruise control. And I think we're on the A120 somewhere. This must be the M11, surely. Yeah, okay, we're on the M11, 3 miles out from somewhere. Anyway, back in a jiff. Here we are, somewhere outside Huntington. Just stopped for a coffee. That's the Beamer, Rex's motor. Still don't know what it is, but I will chat to him about it very soon. You know what that is. Anyway, he's in the toilet having a poo, so it could be some time. So I think the sun will be out next time I video this. Lovely. A little bit after 6. I've got to introduce you to my 3 companions that I've got with me on this trip. We have, these are courtesy of my daughter. These are people that she wanted to visit Scotland as well, because she's not able to do it herself because of school. So we have, because I'm going to Scotland, I've got Scotty the dog. Oh, hey, see you, Jimmy. Yep, Scotty the dog. And we've got Elsa and Anna. There you go. Say hello. 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 Anyway, behave yourself. They've been nothing but aggro the whole trip so far. Still, it's a bit of company for me. Well, we're now in what is officially called the Scottish Highlands. It's very picturesque and very breathtaking. Unbelievable. I'll leave you with a couple of shots to take it all in. Good morning. Today is our first official day of our tour. We are on our way to a place called, and I did write it down, Pitlochry, something like that. We've just left our overnight stay with Rex's friend Angie, and basically he's in charge of the itinerary. We've got a couple of 3 hotels booked up over the next sort of 3 or 4 days, and Rex is in charge of that. Couldn't be bothered with it. I'm just quite happy to take in the sights and not worry about where we're going. So I'll catch up with you shortly, and let's get this trip underway and start getting some cracking scenery and some footage, and get the drone up in the air and enjoy. Hope you like what happens, and I do as well. Oh, still haven't introduced you to Rex. I will do it as soon as we stop. This time we'll do an intro and find out what that car is I've been following for the last 500 miles. Anyway, that's about it for the minute. Through a village called Pool of Muckart on our way to and St Andrews isn't too far away from here either, I believe. It's turned a bit misty and foggy, so where we were in Knocky or whatever it's called, I'm terrible with names, the sun was coming out, but we're obviously heading the wrong way.
Prepared to bear left after half a mile.
Thank you, Mrs. Satnav. Still, I really don't care, just enjoying the ride. How gorgeous is this? We was in thick fog a little while ago, but now it's all blue. Is that Scottish? Wow. Loving it. This might hurt. We're good. Don't think we touched cloth. Now that is what they call Scotch beef. Morning again. I'm coming to you live from Crag Hill, whatchamacallit Forest, because I can't produce, or Green Hill and Crag Forest in Bonnie, Scotland. I'm going to introduce you finally, after 500 miles, to the car that I've been following all the way here. And I'm going to send you over to Rex to tell you a little bit about what he's got, because I don't know what he's got. And I know it's a BMW, but I thought it was a 5 Series, but I think it's a 6. And here's the beast from the east. So Rex, hey, there he is. Finally get to meet him.
I shouldn't really be drinking and driving, but no, it's a BMW 6 Series 640D, so it's a diesel. It's a 3-litre twin turbo, and it's got a first map on it. So it's
What's
running,
the first map then? I'm
well,
a bit of no idea really.
well, stage 1.
Stage 1.
Stage 1. It's gone from 313 brake to 360, and it's pushing out 700 millimetres of torque.
Okay.
So whatever
you say, Tiger.
So it's quite.
Yeah, we call it the Batmobile, but it is lovely. And what miles to the gallon were you getting out of this?
50.
Yeah, that's a rude. Be honest with you, that's a rude word in my book. 50. I've filled up several times since we got here. He hasn't filled up at all yet. But yeah, we're just getting GoPro'd up to do a bit more footage because the scenery here is phenomenal. So that's the beast from the east. We're going to continue our journey, and we'll come back to you soon. Well, I've got to say, it's out of the sunshine. It's proper chilly out here, but we're back underway now, and on our way to that place I said earlier. Glad to have finally introduced you to Rex. We are about 27 miles outside of Inverness. I guess that's where we're going. I was just thinking, one of the things for me that makes the 911, I can't speak about other ones because I don't know, but the 997, what makes it a cracking touring car like this is the fact that you can sit in 6th gear and drop down as low as like 25 to 30 and still pull away. You're not loading the engine up. It's absolutely happy as Larry to accelerate extremely easily and well from such low speeds and without the need to gear change. And I tell you, one of the things I do a lot on sort of like runs like this, when I'm pulling away, provided it's not on an incline and stuff like that, I'll do 2, 4, 6 on the gears. I just don't see the need. First, I use it probably a bit more than I'm saying I do, but I don't see the need to go through the box, and keeping those gear changes down is ultimately saving you fuel, wear and tear on your gearbox. Again, I'm not labouring the engine, and you know when it's not right, and I've tried it many a times in different circumstances, and it just works for me. The ratio on the gearbox is just so spot on. There is, you know, it's just a finely tuned machine without a doubt. that's just one of the reasons why, and what sets the 911 miles ahead and so far apart, even in this day and age, 15 years on. I think it's just amazing what they produced back in the 2000s with the 997. Lovely car, lovely to drive like this. Got lots of fun factor appeal about it, and it holds the road so phenomenally well. Rex and I have had a few little chase abouts around some of these roads, and even when it was raining hard earlier, you're fearless taking corners at 50, 60 mile an hour, not tight ones, but you know, you just, the car, it feels so planted on the ground. Whereas when Rex was in front, I took the lead for a bit, and when Rex was in front, you can see the amount of roll and movement there is in the chassis and the suspension, which the 911 just, you know, it's so tight. I'm just, you know, I'm biased. I've got one, I love it, I think it's amazing, and if you ever get the opportunity to buy one, you should do it. Just pay attention to history and have a good look at the car. Particularly if you're going to buy one, have a look underneath. The one thing, you know, I've kind of touched on this before, where I am the prime culprit. I bought this car almost blind. You know, I had a look over it, I checked it from above that the panels were straight, and there were no signs of paint or front end damage or anything else, and stuck my head underneath it, paid a lot of attention to the service history, but that's kind of as far as it went really, apart from test driving it and having an idea what a healthy engine should sound like. But I was aware of their issues, and I hate talking about it because it's one of those things that's just blown out of proportion as far as I'm concerned. Yes, they suffer from IMS issues, but a lot of it revolves around how the car's been maintained, how the car's treated, and so no two cars are the same, and it's such a very small number in comparison to the amount that were produced that actually ever suffer the problem. So I'm not even going to talk about it anymore, because as far as I'm concerned, there's plenty out there, including this one, that are absolutely spot on, and as long as they're maintained well, lubed well and treated with the right warm-ups, etc., you won't have a problem with it. Oh, I've got to deviate. We are turning off briefly. Back in a minute. See what's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, I think this is Loch Ness. No, it can't be. We must have done Loch Ness ages ago. Anyway, we might be getting the drone out again. We'll reconvene, because I want to talk to you about looking underneath the car before you buy it. You can tell a lot by looking underneath it. Right, where were we? Yes, I'm reliably informed that we are alongside Loch Ness. Apparently it's bigger than I thought, and it runs right the way along, I think, almost to Inverness. So we had about 10 minutes left in the drone, so we just sent it out into the middle of the loch to take a couple of video bits and a few pictures, either facing, you know, either end of it, sort of thing. Anyway, I was saying, if you're going to buy a 997 or a 996, and even I've thought about buying a 996 recently. I know where there is one that's been laying there. I don't know enough about it yet, but I'm thinking about buying a 996 as a project, because I don't particularly like them, but they are sort of coming back into fashion a little bit. I suppose it's because the prices of them are quite low, although I've seen some in dealerships. You know, I've seen a 2002 in a local dealership in Leon C. I've not looked at it, but it looks nice. It's got tan leather. It's I don't know what it is, but it's a 996 with the old fried eggs on front, but it's up for 18.5 grand. and I'm thinking, whoa, they're climbing fast, you know. The 997's doing very well, but they are coming back. So, but anyway, if you're going to buy one, 996 or a 997 of this generation, I'm talking about years here, you know, you're talking 15 years, 20 years in a 996's case, quite possibly. Get a look underneath it. It's well worth putting it up on some ramps and having a good look underneath it. Look at the running gear, look at the aluminium pipe work, a little bit of inspection work, because all that stuff under there needs to be maintained. Not necessarily replaced at this age, but if it's maintained, like you've got aluminium pipes going into rubber speed fit hoses, you know, they're all prone to rotting. And the thing is, because these cars have the old floor pans underneath from front to back, they need to come off to have a look at it. And that's something, if you were local to me and you wanted to have a look underneath your car, you could bring it down to me and we could have a look at it. It's not a problem. But people tend to buy the cars on appearances and how they drive. Like, I've done exactly the same, so I'm just being hypocritical here. But with this kind of car, it can cost you thousands in no time at all just to bring it back up to speed. So get a good look underneath it, which is what I did after I purchased it, and I was very lucky, that's all I can say. I've had all my aluminium pipes exposed, I've done all the joints, I've cleaned them all up. I've got a little bit of corrosion around the tails of the aluminium pipes. There's two long ones which fundamentally run down the centre of the car from the engine right up to the front differential, and then they kind of gooseneck out to the wishbones, if you like, where the rubber then slots in. They're notorious for corroding around that area because they pick up a lot of water, spray, salt, etc. from the wheels. To change those, you need to technically drop the front subframe, only a ½ inch, 2 inches or something to get in and out of there, but that's something I'm looking to do this winter. But still, enough banging on. Oh, there's a beautiful view of the lock there, hang on, I'll catch up later. Have a good look underneath anyway if you're going to buy one. What I was saying earlier about the gearbox ratio and how bang on it is, I'm on sort of like slight inclines and basically level ground at the moment, and there's that sunshine. Ah, this is Loch Ness Bay camping. There you go. See, you've been driving for miles. And Loch Ness is a long old loch. No, didn't see Nessie though. We did have a little look. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm in 6th gear at 34 miles an hour going uphill. It pulls like a train. It's unbelievable. Stop impressing me. Actually, sorry, I lied. I just realised I was in 4th. No wonder it was pulling our train. I'll try it in 6th again later, see what happens. Smoky Joe there. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I could drive up and down this bit of road all day long. sign for a campsite there. We better not be going camping. Just saw a sign back there, NC 500, first one I've seen, but then again I don't think we're completely on the NC 500 kind of route, or certainly not all the time. Now I'm in 6th gear now, you can probably hear by the rumble from the old exhaust pipe, 22 miles an hour. Put my foot down, 30 miles an hour. Be honest, 22 on the flat, maybe labouring it a little bit. I'm look, gently round town like this, 6th gear, 23, happy as a sandboy. I don't know another car you could do that. If you know of one, you let me know. Good morning, day 2. We're just about to leave the hotel. It is 7:30 in the morning. We are heading up to a place called Applecross. Apparently there's an interesting stretch of road that we're going to crack on with there. And I believe we're going to try and do the Stelio Pass. Who knows? Anyway, we'll get underway and I'll be back in a minute when I've woken up properly. Currently 14 miles out from Apple Cross. I think there's a cafe there as well, apparently. That's got to be in there. It's quite a big place. I believe some of the roads we'll be going down today are barely, you know, they're almost like motorcycle tracks. So I'm not looking forward to those. You know, only thinking about my paintwork, etc. But God, when I forgot all about sports mode. Oh, it's like a different car. Oh, it's great standard, but without the once we tightened up that suspension, some of those roads were phenomenal. But the trouble was the camera was vibrating around quite a bit, and I had sort of like I was trying to steady it with one hand and deal with the roads with the other, but still, yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is a place called Kisshorn. Very quaint. We're quite near the water's edge again here. Me and my love of boats, oh, I had one and I loved them, and I love the water. It's in my blood. We're gonna stop at somewhere later on that's kind of like a harbour stroke marina, so I'm looking forward to that. But we're trying to get to Apple Cross. That's the best of the weather is this morning in terms of the chance of sunshine and maybe not so much low cloud, because we will be climbing considerably, and it's no point if we get all the way up there and then we can't see anything, which is always a possibility. There's a harbour of some description down there, which looks quite amazing. Well, that was a bit of fun. The P.M. hasn't come back, so I'm pretty sure that Europe and Scotland Regional Development for okay. I'm pretty certain that it was my foot was sitting on the clutch, which is why that P.M. came back. So I've had nothing since. So, whew, quite relieved about that. Bloody hard, but at this speed, but it is nice. It's starting to get interesting. We're going to get lost in the fog. We are now at 1,470 feet. It's foggy up here. And bumpy. Amazing view there. Lucky my tyres are so fat on the back I can pretty much hang. Is that a car there, or has he just stopped for me? No. I almost feel like it's going to get dark up here. So we're now heading to our accommodation for the night, which is just this side of John O'Groats. We're looking at 128 miles ahead of us, and then John O'Groats is about another 10 miles on from the hotel, and then from there we'll basically head back down towards Inverness and home, I suppose. So we're talking, the weather's supposed to be turning tonight here in Bonnie, Scotland. So we're talking about, shut that window, might be able to hear me a bit better. We're talking about heading home tomorrow. We'll probably go to Stirling or do a town or a city, and then we'll go for the long haul and aim to get home to either late tomorrow or early hours, probably early hours of Thursday morning, I would have thought. But still, I've got the cam on the bonnet again, as it's all charged up, and just going to see, enjoy the ride and see how we get on. But that apple, I forgot that area already. That sausage. That mountain climb today was amazing. And I did launch the drone. I think I said I launched the drone up into the clouds, so hopefully that's come out all right. It looked good on the screen, so I'll show that. I need to work out how to put these things together so that they're not boring for the viewers, and try and condense them down as much as possible. But yeah, lovely. So I'll update you in a little while. Amazed and surprised at how few sort of sports cars that I've actually seen on the trip. I think I've seen 3 Porsches, not including my own, and the Aston Martin today, and that's about it. A few, like, you know, hairdresser cars, dare I say that, MR2s and stuff like that, MX5s, a lot of old people in MX5s, bless them, with what hair they've got left blowing around everywhere. But still, quite surprising. But it is out of season, and I think that's paid off for us. Like I say, doing Applecross and places like that, you know, in peak season back in August, we could have, you know, that would have been a nightmare. You would have probably climbed the entire ascent and spent most of it in a passing place, and it would have taken you all day. So I'm quite glad we've done it this late on. It's worked out well. Rex is running a little bit low on fuel. We haven't made it to Fort William yet, but I am, or he is, looking for a Morrison's that's out here apparently. So who knew? Who knew there was a Morrison's out in the middle of nowhere with a garage? But still, God, they fly along here. So fingers crossed, because he's down to his last sort of 30 miles, I think, and I'm just going to sit back and eat some nuts. Just seen a sign for Ben Nevis, which I believe is somewhere on my left. We're stuck behind a little convoy of caravans. It's just, I guess everyone down here pretty much is a tourist. But still, nice little ride, and we still haven't found the garage yet. That's got to be 10 minutes ago. But we're working on it. I've still got well over half a tank since filling up yesterday on arrival in Stirling, Nocky, I think it was we were. I'll write some of these names down. But still, if we do find a garage, I will fill up anyway, just to take the opportunity. And maybe we'll get a little bite to eat. Now, there's Fort William Golf Club just past there on the left. So we must be in Fort William region, which means Ben Nevis can't be too far away. So yeah, it's brightening up on the horizon. It has been a bit wet and miserable, but we've had some sunshine today, so I can't grumble at that. The bananas are still intact, and I haven't found anything to nibble on yet, but I'm working on it. Well, we just left the Hawthorns, which was our bed and breakfast at John O'Groats. Absolutely phenomenal place. Really nice, clean, service brilliant, food was great. Absolutely loved it. We're on our way home now. We're going to go for the full hit from here to home in Benfleet, Essex. So the weather's pretty atrocious, so there was little point in doing much else. I'll give you ideas of times and mileage and stuff very shortly, but I'm just settling myself in, getting warmed up, and I'll put the old address in my home stuff in the sat nav, and then I'll know a bit more about where we're at. I reckon about 12 hours, something like that. But we love a drive, don't we? Slowed down a little bit. It's been pretty average really all the way along the A9. Weather conditions haven't been too good, and there's been plenty of lorries and stuff, and still we're in no major hurry. And I was just looking at the summary of the trip computer so far. We have been underway from leaving 2 hours 32 minutes. Total driving time is 2 hours and 24 minutes, Our stop time so far has been 8 minutes and 16 seconds. That'll probably be when I fueled up. Distance covered so far in that time, 115 miles. Our altitude was as low as 10 feet above sea level, and it's been as high as 745. And my average speed is 45 mile an hour. As I said, it's been a bit slow. My average driving speed is 48 miles per hour. I don't know what that means then. And my maximum speed was so far was 98. Yeah, don't want to talk about that. So that's the story so far. We are, I'm trying to remember where we are. We are near the Muir of Ord. Muir of Ord, Muir. We've been over the Firth, the muddy Firth. Shame it's so wet and miserable out there, because I would have stopped for a couple more pictures. Can't help myself. But anyway, I dare say we'll be taking a break soon anyway, as we're 2 hours in. I think we said roughly that we would stop every sort of 2 hours or so. We're not doing too bad on the estimated times of arrival anyway. We've got 578 miles to go, and our estimated time back in Southend is 8:27. If I remember rightly, it was a little bit, it was about 8:31 when we kicked off. So we've been sticking to the speed limits, although it feels like it's been slow. Generally most of the roads, most of the sections of this A9 are 60 mile an hour anyway, so we haven't done too bad. Managing 26.7 miles to the gallon at the moment, still showing a remaining mileage of 311. So we're doing all right. It's creeping up. It takes that average. I haven't done a reset on the fuel. I literally wanted to keep that average throughout the entire trip. Gives you a better idea, I think. And it takes, although I've been on the cruise control.
Prepare to enter the roundabout after half a mile.
Thanks for that. As long as I've been on the cruise control an awful lot, so it is creeping up. I think we were 26.3 when we started the journey, no, 25.3, and we're now 26.7, so the average is improving all the time. Well, we both made it back in one piece. Ironically, considering we went different ways, we both wound up on the M11 as I joined it at the junction around Huntington. There's a car behind me flashing its lights, and I'm like, what the heck? Because I wasn't sure where I was, and it was Rex. We both, I can't believe it, we couldn't have planned that. I stopped twice, I fueled up on another occasion, he stopped as well, etc, etc, and yet we wound up at the same junction on the M11 at the same time, and we both went different ways. How crazy is that? Anyway, going to just do an oil check. I'm about to take the car back to the workshop. I'm not going to be able to give it a clean up or anything today, because my boat is being lifted out of the water at 2:30, and bearing in mind it's 12:15 now, I've got quite a bit to do. So we're going to take a look at the oil. I did check it at a garage when I was midship earlier yesterday, but let's see what we got. Well, the mileage in total is 1,727. The oil, well, it's still reading on the high marker, which is pretty good. It was full bars before, so I'd say I've probably used I don't know, half a quart, maybe a quart, which is like around about half a litre in those 2,000 miles, which is amazing considering I was ragging it a little bit here and there. Well impressed. I won't bother topping it up purely and simply because it's going to get an oil change and filters, etc. over the coming weeks. I'm going to pamper it a little bit because it's done so well. I am amazed, and I still haven't pushed it to its limits, but it doesn't fail to disappoint. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a fabulous time. Rex and I both thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think I can safely say that we would do it again. Maybe do a few things a little bit different. The car was phenomenal. Like I say, I've never driven it on that kind of those kind of roads before, and it surprised me. It bunkered down around the bends and it just wanted to keep going. I gave up before it did, kind of thing. So truly phenomenal. I had two kind of face-offs with Rex in his Beamer, one on a motorway and I had him on that, and the other one round the lanes. Clearly couldn't keep up with me around the lanes, but fair play, he's got a heavier car. But he has got a stage 1 tune, and he's got a turbo, and he's got more brake and more torque than I have, and I had him on a standard 997. So I'm quite pleased with that as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll have some more stuff coming up a little bit more frequently as we hit into the winter, because I've got projects coming up on board, the seatbelt thing I keep banging on about, and I'm going to have the sump plate off this year as well, get that sandblasted and replace put a new gasket around the outer edge, loads of little bits and pieces just to keep her on top form and keep that maintenance level nice and high. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed that. Any comments, whatever they are, I'm always glad to hear them. And if you're local to me, Southend area, and I can help you out, give us a buzz, not a problem. Take care. Thanks for watching. What is that? I don't know. Anyway, bye.